Across the sands of time, one building continues to spark wonder, faith, and mystery. Today, we explore 12 powerful facts about King Solomon's Temple, a masterpiece of sacred architecture and hidden wisdom. From its golden walls to its legendary ark, every stone tells a story. Let's step back nearly 3,000 years and unlock the secrets. 1. The actual size of the temple. King Solomon's temple, also called the First Temple, wasn't towering like today's skyscrapers, but its proportions were breathtaking for its era. The main sanctuary stretched roughly 90 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 45 feet high, perfectly balanced in sacred geometry. Every measurement symbolized divine order. Adjoining chambers and vast courtyards hosted rituals and sacrifices, turning architecture into a spiritual blueprint of heaven on earth. For ancient Israel, this wasn't just a building. It was God's earthly dwelling, small in size, yet infinite in purpose. Sometimes the most powerful places don't need massive size, they need perfect purpose. 2. When was the temple built? The temple's construction began in the 4th year of Solomon's reign, around 966 BC. Israel was finally at peace after King David's turbulent rule. Solomon seized this rare stability to fulfill his father's dream of a permanent home for the Ark of the Covenant. Every stone laid marked the fulfillment of centuries of prophecy and hope. This was not merely construction, it was a nation declaring its faith and identity through architecture. In a world obsessed with conquest, Solomon chose to build a house for eternity. 3. Who built the temple? Solomon had the vision, but he needed an army of talent. The Bible records 30,000 laborers, 70,000 carriers, and 80,000 stonecutters, all working with astonishing precision. King Hiram of Tyre supplied cedar wood from Lebanon, and expert craftsmen. Gold, bronze, and precious stones flowed in from distant lands. This collaboration of nations transformed raw resources into a masterpiece of sacred design. Great visions need great hands. Solomon's temple proves that divine dreams require human teamwork. For the location of the temple rose on Mount Moriah, a site rich with spiritual history. This was the very ground where Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac, a place of covenant and ultimate devotion. Overlooking ancient Jerusalem, the Temple Mount became a visible reminder of heaven meeting earth. Today, it remains sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, a single hill that continues to shape global faith. On Mount Moriah, faith and history meet in stones that still echo with the prayers of ages. 5. How long it took to build sacred perfection takes time. The temple required 7 full years of careful work, a number symbolizing divine completion. Stones were shaped off-site so that no hammer or chisel disturbed the holy ground. Every cut, every fitting, became an act of worship. When the final stone was set, Israel had more than a building. It had a physical covenant with God. 7 years of silence built a house that would speak to the world for centuries. 6. Mount Moriah. Mount Moriah wasn't just geography, it was destiny. From Abraham's test of faith to Solomon's crowning achievement, this mountain symbolized sacrifice and divine presence. Ancient texts call it the navel of the world, the point where heaven and earth touch. Its commanding view over Jerusalem reflected God's watchful eye, reminding every pilgrim of promises made and kept. Mount Moriah is more than rock and soil, it's the heartbeat of faith across the ages. 7. Did King Solomon keep the ark? At the heart of the temple rested the Ark of the Covenant, a golden chest holding the tablets of the Ten Commandments. When the ark was placed inside the Holy of Holies, a cloud of divine glory filled the chamber, signifying God's presence among his people. But when the temple was later destroyed, the ark vanished. Was it hidden, stolen, or spirited away? Its fate remains one of history's greatest mysteries. The ark may be lost, but its mystery keeps the temple alive in every seeker's heart. 8. How the temple looked. Picture walls shimmering with pure gold, cedar beams carved with cherubim, and polished stone floors reflecting sacred light. 2. Towering bronze pillars Yakin and Boaz guarded the entrance, while the massive bronze sea rested on 12 sculpted oxen. Every detail, from golden lampstands to carved pomegranates, carried deep spiritual symbolism. The temple wasn't just a house of worship, it was a sermon in stone and gold. One glance at Solomon's temple and you'd see a vision of heaven shimmering on earth. 9. The temple in the history books. Solomon's temple lives not only in the Bible, but in Jewish historian Josephus records Islamic traditions and Christian writings. Archaeologists still debate its exact design, yet its cultural and spiritual impact is unquestioned. Even after its destruction, the temple inspired synagogues, churches, and mosques worldwide. Empires have risen and fallen, but the memory of this sacred house endures. Empires fall, but Solomon's temple still stands tall in the pages of history. 10. The temple links to Freemasonry. Few ancient structures capture the imagination of secret societies like Solomon's temple. For Freemasons, it's not just history, it's a symbol of spiritual enlightenment. Masonic rituals reference its builders, sacred geometry, and hidden chambers to teach lessons about virtue and self-mastery. To them, building the temple mirrors building one's own character. For Freemasons, Solomon's temple isn't just stone, it's the blueprint of the soul. 11. Did Hiram Abiff build the temple? Masonic lore elevates a master craftsman named Hiram Abiff to near legend, though the Bible mentions a skilled artisan named Hiram from Tyre. Freemasonry transforms him into the temple's chief architect, a guardian of sacred secrets. His tale of loyalty, sacrifice, and refusal to betray hidden knowledge teaches moral courage beyond the reach of mere bricks and mortar. Hiram Abiff may be legend, but his loyalty builds lessons stronger than stone. 12. The Palace of the King. Beside the sacred temple stood Solomon's own royal palace, known as the House of the Forest of Lebanon. With massive cedar beams, dazzling courtyards, and intricate stonework, it rivaled the temple in earthly splendor. Together, the palace and temple represented the union of heaven and earth, faith and governance in perfect balance. Solomon's wisdom allowed him to create both a sacred home for God and a majestic home for kings. Solomon's palace showed his glory, but the temple showed his soul. Though the stones of Solomon's temple are long gone, its story still builds faith, curiosity, and wonder. From sacred geometry to secret societies, it remains a blueprint of human ambition and divine purpose. The stones are gone, but the story still builds the hearts of those who seek the sacred.